This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Closing the Distance, where we listen in as two geographically distant school districts discuss their shared challenges and experiences. My name is Sarah O'Connor, and I'm based in Southern California, and I'm joined by my colleague Nancy Bama, where she is based in snowy New York. We are your hosts for today, and we're pleased to welcome Amalia Lopez and John Toth. Amalia serves as the Director of Special Projects at Lindsay Unified School District in California. And 2,800 miles across the country in Somerset, New Jersey, we welcome John Toth, who is the Assistant Superintendent of Business at Franklin Township Schools in Somerset, New Jersey. Amalia and John, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Okay, so John, we're going to start with you. School districts across the country have faced unprecedented challenges over the last year. So what is something that Franklin Township has learned from one of those challenges?
Right. Over the past year, all school districts throughout the country are in a uniquely challenging situation due to this global pandemic. But the biggest thing that I've learned out of this is having the ability for both staff and students to have both the access to technology and the resources available in terms of being able to utilize that technology. So there's no gap or no break in education or operations for a school district.
Great, thanks. Amalia, same question to you. What's something that Lindsay Unified has learned from one of the challenges that you've experienced over the last year?
Very similar to what John said. Devices are really important. That's half of it. We were really fortunate to already have a community Wi-Fi system and a device in every learner's hands. But what was the challenge was how vulnerable our educators felt. They were being asked to do completely new skills, teaching on Zoom, teaching with Padlet, teaching with platforms they hadn't used before. And so I'm very proud of how we pushed in and provided immediate support and training and resources to make sure they could continue the learning with kids and learn some new pedagogies that were completely online, remote instructionally based.
Great. Yeah, it's amazing how much we've all accomplished over the last year. John, back to you. Right now, it's really important that we're all focusing on student learning, but also keeping students and staff positive as well. What's something that your district is doing at Franklin Township that makes you super proud of how you're responding to that?
In terms of the operational staff from the business perspective, because I oversee the fiscal matters of the school district, so we try to stay, obviously we're always in a team environment, but staying interactive in the I guess, computer medium, so to speak, and being in touch with one another and supporting one another allows our morale, both, in person or hybrid or when we're working remotely, to remain up. So that's one aspect from the fiscal capacity. In the schools, the teachers are doing amazing things with fun activities and group meetings via Zoom in order to make sure that they have, somewhat of a connection to their students. And I'm really proud of that, given the situation that we're in.
Yeah, for sure. Amalia, what's something that you're really proud of that Lindsay Unified has done to keep these focuses on positivity and student learning?
Absolutely. Just like John said, so much of it's about connection right now. And so one of the things that our K-8 learning communities have done is they've been scheduling weekly experiences that families can drive up. So maybe one week they get their Alexia certificates and they get to drive through and pick up, and we have the mascots out there. And the next week it's come by and get your new interactive reader books. And so intentionally structuring opportunities for the families to actually physically connect with the school site in a safe way every single week in many cases has been a really good source of keeping families happy and keeping them positive and showing the learners that even though you can't be at the school site right now, we're here and we support you and we have resources for you. And so that's just been one effort to make sure that the learners feel most supported and most positive.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, Amelia, we're going to stay with you and stick with you to go first this time. Districts are all working hard across the country to get students and teachers safely back into schools. So what's something that you're working on at Lindsay Unified that you're looking forward to when that happens, and how are you preparing for it?
We're definitely looking forward to having our learners come back to campus because of the connectedness. Right now, kids aren't always feeling seen, known, and heard. And that's really important to us to get them back for that. And as we plan for that and as we kind of get ready for that, we've done a few things. We've done a communications campaign through the community to make sure they understand we have safety procedures in place. We have the protocols established to keep their children safe. Additionally, we've started to think through new schedules and new approaches to learning during the day to make sure learners get recess and things like that. So we're really just looking forward to having them back and getting them connected and finding what the new school looks like, because the new school is the way we go forward.
Yeah. John, same question to you. What are you really looking forward to when everyone is back in the buildings at Franklin Township, and what are you doing to prepare for it?
So here in Franklin, we're back and operating in a hybrid capacity, a cohort capacity. I'm looking forward for kids coming back from, this hybrid model into, your normal remote learning model of in-class instruction. We put the necessary safety measures in place and have all the required PPE and, policies and procedures to keep our staff and students safe. So that's good. I'm excited for them to feel safe when they come back to come out of this hybrid model into a normal educational setting. But there is going to be a learning gap. So I'm excited to, see what comes out of this in terms of, where the teachers are going to find that they have areas where they need to close this gap. And I will help, provide the resources that they need to close the gap. So I'm excited to, get back to work and put the students first and close any gap that this, quote unquote pandemic may have caused in learning.
Yeah, lots of creativity going on for sure.
Thanks so much for sharing that, both of you. We definitely have so much to look forward to. There's definitely a lot of challenges along the way, but a lot to look forward to for our students. John and Amalia, I just want to thank you both so much again for your time today. And thank you everybody else who's joining us today. We traveled 2,800 miles. We learned from 2 different districts across the nation. So see you next time on Closing the Distance. Thank you.